Alright, we're back with another Curse Seed from Viggy J today. Said that this seed was tough to find scaling in. Looks like Lyra Kell has already beaten it here. Fish must be Viggy J. 5 times. Fish 5 times. Penumbra. Let's hope for Gorge. And Luna. Luna definitely can be tricky to figure out how you're going to scale sometimes. Bogworm's Growth. Definitely both these clans I think would like a Bogworm's Growth, so I'm not too sad to see that. We'll just see what's in store here. Oh shit, did I... Okay. Good, we're still recording. Alright, so what do we got here? We got Perils and Phase Blessing. And Morsel Maker. Morsel Maker very strong to start out with. Very nice to have in the deck. The other cards are very good, but they require, some setup. The vanilla with Witchweave, I would say they're not that good in Ring 1 necessarily, but very high roll potential. Entropy, Siphon, and... Slay. That's the easiest version of Strix and Hollow, but still can be annoying because it's Strix and Hollow. Glutton, easy choice. I say you see Glutton, you take Glutton. There's no situation where Glutton is, in my opinion, of course, better than the other, or not better than the others. Generally speaking, I'm sure you can find edge cases where the others are better, but if you want a heuristic, see Glutton, take Glutton, take Glutton. There we go. Well, King's Tears does have some immediate, pretty big impact. That is making these very powerful. I just don't know if I need it, necessarily. Whereas the Ember Staff is just sort of good. You know, morsels count as units, so it's pretty easy to proc it. We have the Shade Splitters, so... Very tempted to just take the Ember Staff because it has better full game utility. Yeah, we'll take that. Titan Skin. This shouldn't be too bad. And we can just go with that. This should be pretty good. I guess the Titan Skin actually with the Witchweave is the only time it might actually not be so hot, but that's still fine. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. And we'll do this. No sense playing these. Because the Titan Skin 1 nullifies it. Here we can do this though. We don't want to have that lifesteal get consumed for no reason. We can do... Let's see. Could kill this. I don't know what that really gets me though. Although I guess this dies anyway. Do have this. I could do this. We do kind of want to maybe actually get this to die so I can kill it with Gorge and not leak any damage. And I can heal you, I guess. There's nothing else that really makes sense. Got no space for that, unfortunately. Just get rid of that. We should get through this without leaking it, looks like. Let's give you that. They're all dying. Got him. 114 damage, ring 1. That's why you take a Glutton. Ooh. That is a tough choice. It's probably Prismal Dust, but my heart wants the Making of a Morsel. What is the map like? We got Umbra at the Magic. We can go either way here. Honestly, with Perils, I might want to reach for Magic, and honestly, if I take either of these spells, we want to go left here, I think. I think we do commit to left here, especially with, yeah, there's no Magic Ring 3, so it just gives me a better idea of what to do. And the thing is, right now with Shade Splitters, I know we'll have extra pip eventually, but with a Morsel Maker and Shade Splitters, like, we really could just support, like, a Shadow Eater or, you know, any of the Umbra Gorge units would be nice to take, and Making of a Morsel would be nice in that situation. The other thing is Prismal Dust opens up some Merchant of Magic upgrades for me that aren't currently good, like Double Stack and Consume Remove. I mean, that just makes the fact that I don't have those right now, but adding that would make them very good, is probably reason enough for me to take this, even though it has the Calcified Ember. It's just such a useful card. I really like Making of a Morsel too, though I could argue that they're both the two best commons for Umbra in Monster Train 2, but Prismal Dust is generally better. The only fight out of these, though, that it's particularly maybe needed for me would be Siphon. Like, maybe Strixen Hallow to some degree, but not really. You kind of burn out that damage shield from the frontliners, and the heavy hitting Hollow just hits you anyway. So, and then for this you don't really need it. But maybe just for that alone, I could take it. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, this just makes stuff like making Shroud Mitosis and Shroud Spike so much better, but they're still fine with Shade Splitters and Morsel Maker, so we'll take this. Third Phase Blessing is questionable without any conduit currently. Gravity is also questionable with Bogworm's Growth. I could actually see skipping here. The other, I guess the other thing is the Prismal Dust has some level of redundancy with the Phase Blessing, but we don't know. If we don't get Conduit, then we're not really going to make Phase Blessing work, right? We already saw the Healing Artifact go by anyway. Gravity is just kind of useful to have in a deck, though, you know? Even if you're not going to overstack your own stuff. I don't think it's ever worth skipping. Just even if it's just to kill a backliner or stall. I'm pretty sure we are just going to go left here. I mean, we really don't have a lot of stuff for, like, Luna Banners currently, and Morsel Maker doesn't use Merchant of Steel upgrades well. It's pretty clearly a left-hand side here. Alright, double stack. We'll probably just put that on our thing. Okay, Shadow Eater, Allied Construct. Those are the two best units I could see here. I'm pretty sure it's Shadow Eater. The only thing is Shadow Eater does suffer into entropy, but with the silencers. But outside of that fight, it'll be legit. Definitely just a great unit. Double stack that. We will not re-roll here. It's always fine to Surge Stone, Witch Weave. I don't think we really benefit from Intrinsic. Unless I want to do like Intrinsic Perils or something. But, you know, Gravity is a good one for Intrinsic when you actually think you're going to overstack, but we're highly unlikely to do that. Could just do this. I don't think we need to hold out for like a Consume Remove necessarily on the Prismal Dust. Permafrost would be ideal actually here. Consume Remove would work too. I mean, I could just leave it. We probably want to hit this Merchant of Magic. You know? Probably want to hit this Merchant Arms, maybe. I don't need another Manor unit, and they don't really need upgrades, the units that I have. And we'd love to high roll a Glutton Maw if we could, otherwise just get some rooms or something. Also, just getting the sweep card could take care of this fight. Intrinsic on a Shade Splitter almost makes sense with Shadow Eater in the deck. I don't have enough money to buy them both, though. I'm 5 gold short. So, I don't know. Maybe a Surge Stone was premature. I almost would rather just do this, but I think I'll save the money so we can hit this Merchant of Arms properly. Definitely will want a Shade Splitter to be cost reduced. It's pretty valuable, especially if you end up with a something. Okay, we can just go Shadow Eater top. Makes sense. You can go there. He has extra stuff. We'll go like this. Hopefully we don't... Yeah, this is why we probably should have took the thing. Well, let's do this. Do this. See if we can draw still. Damn. Well, that's where the intrinsic on a Shade Splitter would have been nice. I gotta just mention though, this is such a fucking abysmally bad opener into the into the whatever's here because you know, even Witch Weaves would have helped here. We don't even get any Witch Weaves or Shade Splitters. That's pretty damn unlucky. This is kind of wasted to play right now, but I think we're beating the boss anyway down below, so I might as well just do... As weird as it is, I might as well... I don't know, I'm almost certainly going to get a Morsel next turn, so I don't know. I don't really know what to do here. But I'm not going to draw back through the deck by the time the boss gets here, so I might as well just do this anyway. If there's a Collector, at least he kills the Collector without me needing to do something. Yeah, there you go. Alright, we get this. I thought he was going to die too, but hey, we only need 1 Ember here, so it's fine. This guy's going to hit me once. That sucks. I could stall this out, but I don't think there's much point in that. I mean, then again, why not? I don't know, we might not kill down below. I should be maybe a little worried here. Alright, we'll give you that. Take one of them out. Do I want Ember, or do I just want him to die? I mean, this is likely to kill this. 14, 6. Well, I don't get Ember anyway, so I should just do this. We can let both them up. I think that's fine. That helps quite a bit. Almost. Right, they're all dead, so we're probably fine. I mean, he's 1 hit away from dying. Alright, well, not the cleanest fight, but I blame most of it on the bullcrap opening RNG. Get piked. Calcified Ember. I don't know that I really benefit from adding another one. What are the dupe situation? Minimal amount of dupes, and it's not even a late dupe, which can be worse in some scenarios because, yeah, so the duping isn't very good. That could be a reason to take this, because it's like, well, I can't really plan on duping Primal Dust because my dupe economy is weak. Like, I only have 2 to make. And can I really justify it on Primal Dust when, by the time the dupes are around, the most useful fight for it's already passed? But I could also just add it because, you know, it's useful into this Archeon fight. I don't know, though. I think we just skip this one. Unless I want the Space Prism. I would have loved to see a Entumbra Assault or a Mind Collapse here, probably. Or a Making of a Morsel. And if I knew a Primal Dust was coming up, I would have gladly taken the Making of a Morsel. But yeah, we'll just skip this. Mooncaller, very hard to take here. I don't think we take another Gravity. Silver Strike if we're feeling desperate. I'm not feeling that desperate. I just want to make sure that it's not hard for us to draw things. I think we go to the right. You know, if we go to the left, we're only really looking for Titanite on Shadow Eater. I guess you could say Multi-Strike's somewhat useful on him if we think we can scale him, but we don't have any indication that we can do that right now. We just go over here. Meat Shield is okay. Eclipse Chamber is so good if we had, you know, a Luna unit, but we could still get one, you know, here. But speculatively taking it for that seems not correct. Could go Spell Sanctum, and in that case we could, that is a way technically to get around Ember Drain if we never find a Holdover Perils. As long as we keep the deck 1 cost. Let's check this first. I mean, I don't even take the Meat Shield here because if it's Graft event, I wouldn't really want to put that on like a Shadow Eater. I don't even think that helps me. I'd rather just get a random. Damn it. Well, I think random equipment's better in this case. And do we just hope that it's not silenced? I mean, the Shadow Eater is a pretty good user of this because even if it's equalizing rings, it's good. But it's obviously a Glutton Maw would be the best case scenario, but there's just mostly good stuff for it as long as it doesn't get silenced. If it gets silenced, that's pretty devastating though, but it's not the end of the world. Luna does have AoE options. Granted, we're past the common tier, but we still have AoE options with Luna. It'd be pretty devastating to get silenced here, though, but I think we gotta take this risk. Bloodthirsty Blade. I believe those kills count as slays, so it's actually not bad. Not bad at all. So I don't know that we need a Meat Shield. Spell Sanctum is also just, I don't know, I already got 2 cost units deployable. The only time I like to take Spell Sanctum is if I can get it in deployable. Otherwise, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to... Like, if I was going to take it for Ember Drain, I have to, like, play it before my Ember Drain cards, which just sucks, so... I think we just roll this. Inferno Room, even though... That's tricky. If I took the Inferno Room, I would literally be a dead weight in my deck. Not really. I mean, I could put it mid and go Shadow Eater bottom, because I want to get my kills, right? I want to get my Bloodthirsty Blade kills. And I would be taking Inferno Room mainly for Entropy. I feel like it's kind of good for that, though, right? Like, I might just take it anyway. I mean, it's useful to have. Just put it in the mid-floor. And you basically have your AoE for sure solved. I'll take it. I don't... What's the March of Arms situation looking like? This one's pretty bad. Luna Coven, not really. This will be our chance to hit Steel, I think, with the Vortex. I mean, the arms does have the horde, though. There's our dupe. This arms has health with it and an armory. That's not very good. This magic looks a lot better. I'm just trying to determine if I need to waste this money on a deployable upgrade right now in the Inferno Room, because we would want it deployable into Entropy. The other option is I could just not deploy it, and if I am going to hit a Merchant of Trinkets, which we won't hit it here, I think the Merchant of Magic is pretty important to me at the moment. We don't know for sure, though, if the Merchant of Magic is that important. What I will say is, like, we're obviously looking for a holdover perils, but with what I got right now, I would need a Furnace Tap, really, for even that to be that good. So, I don't know. Well, either way, this is powerful. We'll do it. I'm not going to hold out, since the trinkets don't look like they're going to get hit. Like, I don't need to hold out for the room zero-cost artifact thing. I guess these are here if we want to spend that gold. I kind of want to keep this 40 gold for the next place, though. Like, I don't... With the Bogworm's growth, I really don't need a diadem. And engine upgrade, if I get a holdover perils, is useless, but we don't need to play too much into holdover perils, I suppose. This is definitely a deck, now that this is deployable, that could use an Ember upgrade. If I take an Ember upgrade, though, I still... Like, why would I take the engine upgrade? Because the Ember's only for deployable currently, really, other than maybe the Prismal Dust, which is a one and done unless I get Consumer Move. I think we for sure just keep this gold. I want to be able to re-roll if we have to. Okay, so you're going to go here, and then you're going to go here. We do want them... This Morsel Maker is kind of wasted on this extra pip here, but I do want that down. I need that thing as statted up as possible. We want the kill here. That. Since these two things are going to get taken up by Morsels, we might as well just do this. Looks like that did give the kill, so that's good. I definitely want to get this down. I know this gives him some significant amount of rage, but I am pretty confident we're just going to be fine into this fight. Give him as much as we can. If I could preserve this lifesteal, that'd be nice, but I mean, I'm going to hit Archeon eventually anyway. So where do these Witch Weaves go? Not really anywhere useful, right? Just put them here. Alright, I think we want to wait on that for sure. 19. Yeah, I guess it's not the worst turn to draw dead on Morsels here. So tempted to do this, but this is just going to get wasted. It's so much though. 10. Am I going to get... It's really 8. This dies. These will come through though, almost certainly, and they'll hit me for 2. So it's like 6, assuming he doesn't come back. He shouldn't come back. He's going to visit these. That's not true because this room's empty. So he'll probably be back for 1 more. But still, that's a pretty good amount. I think we just burn it here, actually. Obviously, the lifesteal's wasted too, but I just don't... I don't think I can get a better turn than that unless I really high roll. I'm tempted to not kill both of these here, but I think we need to. That's good. Get the double lifesteal there. If I can kill one of these, that's good. I could descend that. Now I'm preserving this damage shield. It's looking a lot better. Yep, both of them are dying, so I just take this. He'll have 7 damage shield in this guy. I think we're good. I think we're good, and we're life stealing here, which is nice. Though it's probably not needed. We'll gorge it back almost certainly. 27, so he'll die to that. It's Ascend. It would have been nice to bring him back down again, but we have no moon phase control, so that won't be happening. Just heal here then. It's either here or here. I got the damage shield and I got lifesteal, so just do it here, I guess. Just hit him for 1. This BT Blade is up to 10. Nice. Alright. He'll be nice and damaged. Ooh, the BT Blade comes back. Nice. Another Vengeful Shard. Alright, hopefully these dudes don't steal my kill here. Nice. Get that BT Blade up to 12. Yeah, not the best. I hate getting Kindle at the first one. It's like, if you could just give it to me at the second one, that would be swell. We do have some synergy with it if I can permafrost it or the Prismal Dust, though. It's definitely not going to be a skip here, because I don't know. Ritual Tome could be good, though. That Ritual Tome has grown on me recently, but I still think it's not always that good, but certainly could be decent. I feel like it's much better when you can combine it with a Titanite, but it does reopen up Double Stack, which right now is not open. Coven Spike also opens up Double Stack, but it has a Calcified Ember, and it just isn't that good. It only really synergizes with the Phase Blessing right now, which if we can get... I don't know, if I can get a Consumer Move on the Prismal Dust or a Permafrost on a Kindle... The thing is, Permafrost is already good on Prismal Dust, so I might want the Ritual Tome, because that makes double, like I said, Double Stack good again, and Consumer Move could go either way. Like, if we got the absolute nuts would be to get Permafrost and Consumer Move, and then I could just be happy. Or you know, Permafrost and Double Stack or something. But yeah, Ritual Tome does open up more upgrades, and it might just be the most useful right now. It might be win more, though. It's not helping me kill tanks, which is... You know, I can kill one tank with Penumbra, but I do have to scale before then, and we didn't get any help with Morsels with this rare draft. This rare draft kind of sucks. Yeah, I mean, Kindle basically does the same thing Ritual does as well. It's only right now really comboing with the Prismal Dust, and without a Permafrost... It's not all that good. Just take that. I don't think I can support another floor, because that Inferno Room's pretty useful. I do think maybe a Morsel Master... I do kind of want to take an Ember upgrade here, because of my deployment issues. Even if I get a Hold Over Perils, like getting the deployment figured out would be good. Plus, Hold Over Perils isn't that good right now anyway. But the Morsel Master would definitely help support You know, I could just put them both together on one floor, and we'll get a full thing of morsels every turn for, like, anyone we want. We can do that for Shadow Eater or what's his name. So we'll take that for sure. We'll take that because we got too many units and rooms to deploy here. And we're definitely going to go left, I think. We got a little bit of Pyre Health to get here. The Armory could be good. Could be Glutton Maw. And we would love to get Holdover. I mean, I still want a Holdover of Heralds. I would love to get Consumer Move on either the Dust or the Tome. Double stack on the Tome. Permafrost on the Dust. These are the things I'm looking for. That's a lot of things that are good. Alright, we got both these. It's at 205. I unfortunately cannot afford it, even if I skip this Armory. They came in pretty expensive. Which sucks, because I want to get both of them. Yeah, if only this was 15, would be good. Yeah, that's not really working for me. I mean, the cash, I just don't have any weapons, and Steward's Quarters, I'll have plenty of pip, and we don't have anything there. I mean, armories suck, that's a prime example. So often that's what's happening. So we're definitely hitting that magic with the Empyrean Well. This magic is likely, and not that one. But that's two magics. One, we'll say 1.5 magics. One for sure, one maybe, but one probably, I should say. So if we hit more magics, I feel like hitting the Eternal Stone right now is better, because I still have, regardless of which one I put it on, that there are upgrades that are still available for them. I don't even know if that made sense, but I don't know. I mean, Permafrost might just be better. Do I really need to consume remove a Ritual Tome? With the Ember upgrade, I could just also just consume remove the Prismal Dust. That might make the most sense. That still leaves consume remove and double stack potentially for Ritual's Tome in the future. I think that's fine. This way I can play this more liberally. If I'm lucky enough to get it alongside of Perils, then so be it. I want these to always be easy to play. And at plus 10 is definitely worth. We'll put that on one of these. The Witch Weaves are much better when you can hit a bunch of these too. I could potentially see flexing Monstrous. We got the pip for it. Especially if I just put these both with it. It does hurt my scaling by a pretty good amount though. It's not something I would need until the end game, and Luna most likely will give us answers to assist with double tank floors. I think we just go with the Glutton. Plus, I got the BT Blade on the Shadow Eater, which in a lot of cases could help with killing tanks too. Alright, let's do this. -1 per turn. That's annoying, but we'll do it. It's less annoying when you have an Ember upgrade, though. You know what I mean? Alright, we're gonna definitely get this down there, you up top. Now the only question is, I think I want to play both these. I could just play them right with a Shadow Eater, but since we need it to, you know, get a Gorge turn 1, I need to leave some space there. I could have put the Morsel Master there, I guess. Looks like we drew this, that's great. Get our Slays here. The Corruption is annoying, we can solve that by this. Might as well play this first, though. Okay, that helps. That'll help a little bit. I could bring this up. There's... let's see. But that does mean I go over the limit, right? Because I'm getting 4 a turn here, so it's probably just... I just don't do anything here. That guy attacking actually stole a kill from me. This is so annoying. Oh, actually, we got Pip here. Perfect. Did I really not proc Versatile Investor? I guess I really gotta draw a Blight. Hell of a turn, buddy, not to draw the shit. Well, we'll put this here. Alright, perfect. That helped. That's very clutch. If I had known it was 0 cost, I could have just played that, I guess. Actually, no, I couldn't have. I was out of Ember at that point. I still don't have Pip somehow. Definitely need to just get rid of some of those fucking guys. And I really need to get some more morsel generating cards in here. So 61. Let's go finish that. Let's make sure you're healed, I guess. Steel will help a little bit. Do I want Ember next turn? Probably not that needed. We got both perils in the drop pile. We just drew Prismal Dust, so this is probably better here. This still is beating out Phase Blessing. I mean, Phase Blessing right now is actually a good candidate for removal, if anything. Could have also put it on a Penumbra, but he's got so much stats, I'm not really worried up there. Trying to just get this guy some stuff. Damn, I really didn't get that, huh? Well, we definitely need a draw upgrade for the final upgrade, almost certainly. Sucks that we don't get the slays here, but it is what it is. We can get at least 2 slays more here. Get that piece of shit out of there. Keep you alive, I guess. Oh, they're dying anyway. Alright. Cannibalize is definitely usable. We'll always have some morsels that we can kill, if anything, and the other 2 just aren't really doing anything for me. Definitely Cannibalize is probably the only time in many moons I've actually been okay taking this card. Like, I feel pretty confident in taking this card right now. Could get the Glittering Draft. I don't know that it's really helping me that much. Conduit just isn't that good for the deck at the moment. Even the Aurora Reaver, there's no Moon Phase, so it's just getting 1 Conduit a turn. And so it's like 10 turns, it becomes a Mollusk Mage. That's obviously not good. The Moonbeam, of course, has the Calcified Ember because it's the only card that actually could be good here. It's basically just a much worse Forever Consumed in this deck, but that could still be okay. It's not the best. Especially with the Calcified Ember. I think we should take it, though. It just sucks. We really... I don't know. I think because we took Cannibalize, we have a little bit more leeway to make that move. And honestly, I don't know either way here. Like, the arms is just probably not that good unless I specifically get Glutton Maw. You know, I can't even get something for Shadow Eater. because it has the grafted blade. You don't want to replace it. I mean, I would still, if it was Glutton Maw, I would replace it, but like every other equipment, I guess, is not meeting the threshold of me, being useful enough for me to replace that BT blade. I mean, and a void armament, though, would be very good on our Penumbra. Giving it multi-strike would be pretty damn good. But, both those cards are rares. If we go to the right, Titanite would be very welcome. Since we have the BT blade, definitely multi-strike is good too. I guess because we're just never getting any fucking pip whatsoever on the bottom floor, Smidgestone could be okay too. And just some health and damage shield on the morsel makers and stuff to survive a potential spikes trial or sweepers. Though I really don't think sweepers will be an issue in this deck with the Inferno Room. One thing I will say that is lacking in Monster Train 2 is like an enemy tank that sweeps. Remember how they had the Pyre Wings that were like one of the most annoying enemies in the first game? I feel like they could bring back the Pyre Wings in some form, because as it stands, just the only actual backline threat to you, or even if not a sweeper, just something that actually has like a assassin keyword or something where it like targets your weakest unit, and is a tank. Because as it stands, Inferno Room just kind of solves everything in the game basically to some degree. That could be a threat. So having some tanks that aren't even some tanks, that's one thing I really loved and hated about kind of the old version of the chosen like silence enchanter unit that's stealthed. It used to have like when I very first started testing, it was 300 health, I think, and then it was at 200 health for most of the testing. But it was like easily the most complained about unit, for good reason. It was so annoying to fight, but it presented a pretty big challenge because it's like, well, it's a tank that doesn't really threaten your Pyre, but it's a tank that without like an actual big tank killing removal option, because it's stealthed, right? Without a big, so cards like Pyroclasm were so much more needed, right, back then. I'm just getting on a tangent at this point, but basically my thing is the tanks only really ever threaten your Pyre for the most part, and it would be nice to have some tanks that have a little bit different of a threat. Like a Pyre Rings doesn't really threaten your Pyre, right? It just threatens your Ember and your backliners. So something that just fits that role. But alright, Titanite, that's literally the best thing we could get here. And I don't even know if we re-roll here necessarily. I'm going to put the health here since he has lower health. I'll put the damage shield here since he has higher health. Smidgestone I could just lock in because it's the next best thing other than Frenzy Stone for Shadow Eater. But for Shadow Eater is certainly much better. Or Frenzy Stone is certainly much better on the Shadow Eater. I will hit a steal at the very end. If I re-roll right now, it's a little less than a 50-50 that I get the... it's 2 out of 5 that I get Frenzy Stone. Do I even gain that much benefit from Smidgestone? I mean, eventually, hopefully I get a pip on the bottom. I can't really make use of much more than 3 extra. This give me 2 extra pip. Right now, I am rarely even using the 2 pip, so I think I'll just re-roll this. Alright, we didn't get what we wanted. We could just do this, though. Go Conduit here, I guess. This. You never know. I'm going to hold out for a Frenzy Stone in the final shot. If we can get it. I should have checked all this first. Planetarium top floor could be good. But, You know, I have the Moonbeam, so it's not completely useless. Phase Blessing could also be useful now. I think it is worth adding. It's just, I don't know that it's that worth adding, but, you know, if anything, just for the fact that we can say, Planetarium is enough for me to take it. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's see. Let's take out... I'm not going to take another Ember upgrade, so let's get these out. What do we got right now? 6 Ember. So 2, 4, and 6. If I can get 3 extra Ember from Artifact, then it's 1, 2. I mean, I'm not making use of it anyway. I think we just remove this. Just get rid of it. And I will make 1 removal here for money as well. Let's get rid of one of these, which, I mean, I will have the Planetarium, though. We get rid of 1 Perils. It's still, like, useful, though. We know we don't want these, so let's just get rid of that. First draw through the deck is important. Reanimate 1. It's fine. We got that back line that can actually clean up, so... Okay, we got a pip down below. Beautiful. Do we still want to do it with the both of them up there? If this gets 1 more pip, then I could, I think, split these, and it starts to make sense. But for now, it just makes more sense to do this. Okay, let's do this. Definitely doing that. Steve, put some damage in there. Oh, these definitely need a draw upgrade. This is brutal. Alright, they're all dying. That's great. To this. Putting the damage shield behind just because we're going to lose all the damage shield if I put them on the front line here. And I'm not dying, so there's just no point to it. Okay. So it could moon be up here to save a lifesteal stack. I really don't think that's all that necessary. And we should be good here too. I don't know though. Am I good here? I may need to play this here. I was going to play it here, but that actually doesn't even get me a kill here or anything. So probably, well, I could just descend one though. Let's descend this one, and I will do this then. This probably just makes the most sense. This floor is going to be a problem. But if I can kill down below, which I don't really think I can, but if I can, then it'll be good. Alright, so he dies. I should do this, so we need to make... shit, I can't actually... that was wasted. I was saying I want to get him dead now, but I can just follow up with a Witch Weave, hopefully. Or that. Yeah, we can just bring him up now. Okay, perfect. Now we're looking good. Put these here. Only 189. I guess this is he doesn't have much stats. I thought with a Titan skin maybe though, but really? Oh, well, we're fine. Good old conduit. That added quite a bit of damage. This thing's up to 33. Oops. Clicked too fast. Boom. Definitely grovel. Crucible extension I don't think we need. Of course there's a calcified ember. Duality. Definitely duality. So now this planetarium is looking pretty good. Intrinsic permafrost. Well, there's our permafrost. Permafrost right now is pretty good on apparels, even though it doesn't help with the, I waste the ember reduction on it if I do that. But right now it's the only thing that permafrost is super powerful on. Because, the other thing I could do is duality. I could intrinsic one of these shade splitters. Or maybe the grovel. Grovel might be good. Well, we got a lot of money here. Intrinsic, I think, goes on grovel. Now I don't have to worry about stuff. Morsel stuff. Then we can go permafrost. Plus 10 definitely goes on the duality. I don't know. I feel like the permafrost perils is only really good with our prismal dust, and I don't think it's that important. I could probably just put this here. Then I have it there for the most problematic waves. Plus, it just makes it cost 0. Yeah, I think I want it there for the most problematic waves. This thing just being cheaper would be nice, though. If I re-roll into consumer move here, I think maybe we can just do this. These shade splitters being 0 will always be good. Alright, double stack. Could do that here. We may not hit another Merchant of Magic. So double stack here I think is worth, unless we want the spell chain. And I can get both, but then I'm using all my money. Nothing really good for spell chain, to be honest. It would have been duality if anything, but we obviously locked in all our upgrades there. I think we just do this then. Because I have the planetarium, I don't even necessarily want a Surge Stone here, but suppose it could be fine for this. We really don't need to use this more than once since we have the permafrost duality. And I'll just leave the 90 gold for the next node. I can also get another duality. So my thought right now is, like, we have that one extra ember, and planetarium's pretty good right now. I kind of want to hit this Merchant of Arms instead of this Merchant of Magic. Seems pretty useful. And so if we got that, then duality is very powerful. It probably is my best dupe. Yeah. And then we'll know, hopefully in the final ring, if there's another dupe that we need. be careful with incants, but we don't have to be. I should survive that hit. Alright, we want to be careful with incants on this guy. Got more morsels than we really know what to do with. I guess I cannibalize this, or this. We can still play... I don't know. Okay, we got that. That changes things. So we'll do... just sack this, I think. There's really no reason to have it around. It just gives this guy a slay otherwise, right? So... do this... Oops, right. Ah, shit, why did I do that? I'd be fine drawing back into one of these. Inferno prevents the slay, so that's good. Got this comboed here, got that there. So we can go full here. Just because I know they'll probably be back here then. It's a lot of damage, but 77 would have been fine. Okay. There's our duality, if we need it. We haven't hit Planetarium yet, so this is perfect to like keep it for it. Ascend, unfortunately, I would love to descend that guy. But that's all good. We'll just hit him twice here. Shadow Eater's doing a nice job. No sense preserving the lifesteal, I don't think, but we can get rid of that. Might as well hold these. I don't see... We can play that. I was going to say, I don't really see much advantage to playing them. We just don't need them in this fight. But if we do, now is the time. Oops. Yeah, we're able to get a morsel every turn. That's good. It does incant this guy if we hit him right now, but I don't think we'll need these for the for anything else. So, and the redraw is pretty far away, so and I can put in a ton of damage right now. I think I should. I did incant him a lot, but it's just giving health to the other unit, which is really not that threatening. Like, she's just gonna die. It's like I might give her one extra round of combat, if that. And look at that, we pretty much took it away with just those shots alone. We gave her like 150 health or something, 200 health maybe. I mean, it's... Okay. No real reason to play anything here. Unfortunately, gravity's not getting... Gravity, I guess, could have been another permafrost target, but I don't think so. We'll see after a few morsels here how it looks. Plus I can get a lot of damage shield. I think... Almost. Almost got them all in. $56. Not too shabby. Here, no sense waiting. Oh, yeah, we wanted the BT. I wanted to get the duality kill, but might as well let the BT blade finish it. Shroud Spike or Umbra Stone? I think with the two dualities, we really don't need Umbra Stone, and Shroud Spike is quite a lot better in that sense. I will say this though. Shroud Spike severely makes me want to try this Merchant of Magic, but that does mean... So for sure we're taking a draw upgrade. Beyond that, I don't know though. Like, I don't know... If I go for this Merchant of Magic, obviously Consumer Move is really good. Spell Chain's fine too, because Rubber Morsel is an option. Permafrost is also good on Shroud Spike, so there's a lot of good stuff. We still have double stack open on something, I think. Not really, actually. It's pretty much used up. I mean, we could put it on Grovel. It's not that useful. But... So we still have Consumer Move, that's really good. Spell Chain's pretty good. Permafrost. Spell Chain is better if I can combine it with Permafrost on the Shroud Spike. Either way, we take it, even if we don't go to the Magic. So, do I go to this Arms simply to get my... You know, I don't need any health. This Armory's probably useless unless it's Void Armament or Glutton Maw. And even Glutton Maw at this point is probably just going on Penumbra, because my VT Blade has already grown up enough that I don't know that I really benefit on the Shadow Eater from overriding that damage with a Glutton Maw. You know, it would take me, especially considering I'm going to get more and more Slays, it would take me a significant amount of time to get up to that attack amount with just the Glutton Maw on the Shadow Eater. But yeah, the Planetarium's the main reason. Just simply getting to play on the Planetarium here works. We still have the potential on the final trinkets to get the Room artifact, so I could just say, well, there's a low chance of that, and that could be just fine. And we have a draw upgrade. We don't have anything on holdover. At this point, I wouldn't put anything on holdover. Like, there's no reason to put Perils on holdover, and none of these other cards really benefit from it that much. I guess it can... Yeah, I don't know. There's really nothing I would hold over. It would just hurt me to hold over a card at this point. Cannibalize, oddly enough, might be the one, but even that, I don't know. Cannibalize would actually... I would do. I don't know, Alcove could be pretty good. I mean, once I get to the Planetarium, then I'm good. I think we're okay to not go here just to simply get a Planetarium and a chance at Glutton Maw and Void Armament. You know, the chance of Glutton Maw and Void Armament is pretty low compared to just finding a Permafrost or a Consumer Move or a Spell Chain, which are all good for me. And then, you know, Alcove could be really good. I think there's just generally more value expected on the right side here. Alright, Intrinsic, Holy Stone, not particularly what I'm looking for. It's like the only... I hate that this event will give you Shroud Mitosis when you're not Umbra. But then it's like when you are Umbra, it doesn't give it to you. It's just so... It's like... Why would I ever need Shroud Mitosis when I'm not Umbra? Alright. Well, Spike of the League is significantly better than the others. I just don't know that it actually... does anything for me. Yeah, I really don't know what it does for me. I feel like I need to trust in my survivability to some degree, you know? You know, if I trust in my survivability of my... It's just my Penumbra, which will... As long as I end up dying in the first 2 turns, which I don't think will happen. As long as I end up dying in the first 2 turns, I will not die, probably. And then... I mean, I guess you could argue this. If I do keep going Morsel Maker and Morsel Master with the Penumbra, I can't use, like, Lifesteal, but... Or, you know, as much. But there's still Duality to heal if I need it. Face Blessing to heal if I need it. Witch Weaves, like... I think we can live with that. So, I don't know that we really need any of these. Like, the Spike the League, as good as that is... I guess Ring 7 Boss, maybe I could see a situation where we need it, but because, you know, if it's Rax, and he'll probably survive Shadow Eater, I feel like I can still just stack crazy amounts of Prismal Dust. I really don't think that Spike of the League is... It's only mildly better than our Prismal Dust, but our Prismal Dust is, like, super upgraded, so even then I don't think it's better. We just skip these. I could also just take the Spike if I think I need to use it on Dominion. That doesn't seem great. We just don't care that much. So that was a brick, unfortunately. Could do the Cannibalize if I want to try to speculatively do that with like a holdover. I don't even know if I want to make that play, though. I feel like Planetarium is important to get to, and if I intrinsic a card and then hold it over, that hurts that significantly. So, I don't know, intrinsic Shroud Spike could work, since we know even if we get a consumer move, we can't combo it with a -2 here. So, I can at least get the -1, and if I don't get consumer move, you know, it still just kind of works. I don't see any other intrinsic that really helps me that much. Just to get me kick-started here. Plus I might, you never know, be able to get some Ember there. I don't know that I need to consume any of these cards. I guess I'll do this on a Witch Weave. Holy Stone... Don't think so. Holdover and Permafrost. Well, this is not a super good... I mean, wouldn't I just hold over Grovel, if anything? I don't know. I don't like that it's intrinsic in that case. Like, I'm thinking I could just hold this over at 0. It gives me one more morsel than Grovel, but it's at the cost almost all the time of another morsel. So, like, I don't know. It's still not great. I don't know. It's not that strong of a holdover. And even if it's not intrinsic, it's still like I'm not that incentivized to play it over over a Grovel. But given that our upgrades kind of suck here. Okay, I can permafrost this at least. For a good turn. And the other option is I permafrost Apparels. It's better just to do this. And then I think we can hold this over at 0. It's not the worst thing in the world. With our final money, I think we should do this. Plus 10 on the other Witch Weave here. I mean, this really helps me with being able to kill the I guess I'm Inferno rooming bottom. I don't know. The greedy part of me still wants to stack with the Shadow Eater, so like I don't know what I'm gonna do there. I feel like I got pretty good backline clear. Kind of want to go bottom floor with Shadow Eater and still get my kills in the final fight. Alright, now we could go Monstrous here. I do think I'm pretty confident in just going full Gorge Penumbra, though. Granted, you know, the third rank of Gorge or Glutton Penumbra doesn't actually give you that much stats. It does and it doesn't, right? It's like of the upgrade, like of the Gorge upgrades, it's, I feel, the least lined up with the rank it's supposed to be at, if that makes sense. Like, you know, plus 9 and 4 on Gorge for mid game, very powerful. Plus 15 and 6 for end game, not weak, but not as powerful, I feel, as like a 9 and a 4 for mid game was. So it's like I'm not giving up that much, I guess is what I'm trying to say, if I do want to flex Monstrous. I just don't know that it is advantaging me to do that when I have these dualities. I think just go the full Glutton. Bigger hits is better here. Be able to do more damage to Savagery, which he's going to be my main source of damage into Savagery Titan. And then Savagery's final assault here and this thing. That is actually the worst possible everything here. Like the trial, the fucking group, and the boss. I mean, it's 50-50 on the boss, but oh yeah, because now there's so many of the backliners here. It's like, you know, obviously I can solve a lot of this with Inferno Room, but either way, I'm taking a lot of damage here, fire damage. I may be inclined to go like mid floor with Glutton if I really want to try to save my pyre, because we're not going to get pyre health if we go for this dupe. But I think we will. There's just so much value to be had here. And then the Heaven Seal also just really rough here. I mean, we could just simply not play the Inferno Room this fight. That might be something that we have to do. But like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know that we can take this Heaven Seal, really. It's a lot of gold to give up, but this is just unfortunately not going to be worth it. Especially if I got to go, you know, mid-floor here, which I think I will. I don't want to, I don't want to just die. I think we're going to try to make this work bottom. It's going to be a little iffy. Obviously, we'll want these in the mid here, though. Still line them up, I guess. Inferno Rim will just go top, I guess. Alright, so I can take this out with gravity, I suppose. Could do this, that way I can at least get the kill, but I could just do this right now since and then I can follow it up, I guess, with a Moonbeam. Yeah, I don't think I'll get a better option for this. Doubling my stats here, I get the Slay. And then probably should actually put some of these here, because this is not going to kill this. Since I'm not going to slay anyway, I think this is fine to do. Hold that. Alright, I can take them out. I could just tighten skin, that doesn't really work. Definitely want that there. Well, we hit the planetarium, so I could play this, but I'm also like into this battle. I just don't know. Well, I have no morsels to play here. Here, let's do this. So I could survive this. Put that down since it survives. I guess we'll put this here. One health. I think it is. We'll just put these in. They'll die, but you know, what are you gonna do? I do want to get this sleigh. Trying to do this just for racks, I think. Try to get as much damage in. Alright, let's die. Kill that. Hold that. Probably need it for this next row here. Probably best if I put that damage there. Well, I can it's 3 sleighs. I got a ways to the boss anyway. I kind of want to just do that. And I think I will. Here, we can go like this. I guess, ordering there. I should have done that. I don't know. Maybe there's a way I could have got another one eaten, but I can't think of it, so. Alright, that kills that, but unfortunately... Okay, I'm a little worried mid here. Kind of what I said though, right? Even though we are going mid, but it's like the scaling just doesn't quite keep up with this as good as it did in the mid game. There's probably no chance I can do anything here. I didn't draw Blight either. I think we need to let Cannibalize go. It's not helping me against all of this bullshit. That's not gonna do anything. Man. Okay, we definitely gotta kill that. Now we got a problem though. Just bring one of these guys down. I'm losing all of these morsels here. I can keep that alive, get some slaves. I keep one of these alive too. And then that dies, they'll just add Inferno Rim. Looks like we're good. Of course, into racks. Well, I lose half these anyway. I think this is fine. They're dead. 600 damage. So I get the sleigh here, 800. Do this. It's like I could keep this for Rax, but he's going to have so much spell shield anyway. I think we just put this damage here. And then try to kill this. We're not going to be able to kill both these, so like if I can get that one close enough, I can at least prevent that pyro damage. I should have put some of that damage there. Oops. Well, there was just no way I was ever going to kill this thing. I basically have to draw gravity there if I'm going to do that. Alright, this is perfect. I can bring this guy down. It shouldn't be... Yeah, I'm not worried about this. We can put that there. See if this draws anything. Yeah, whatever. So BT Blades. Didn't get actually much slays that fight, unfortunately. We really don't benefit from these. Cosmic Bolt is potentially acceptable. It's obviously worse than my dualities, but it would make it so I don't have to dupe another one of them. Yeah, I'd much rather dupe the Shroud Spike, if possible, I think. That would allow me to make my Penumbra... Like, then I can use one of them on my Shadow Eater turn 1, and then... Or the Penumbra, either one. It's like, just depending on the situation, and it just helps so much with getting this Penumbra to work well. Plus, having two of them, I can combo them with a Rubber Morsel sometimes. Do I really need a Cosmic Bolt? I don't think so. Large Stone, Endless. Shit. Commemorative Spike is okay. Is that really... Hey, I don't got any money, unfortunately, so it's like... Even if I re-roll here, very unlikely to afford anything, unfortunately. But maybe re-rolling for multi-strike's the best thing I can do right now. Because my entire gold for Commemorative Spike does not seem that useful. Like just a one and done. This really needs to like put them in literally every turn to be worth it. I don't know why they just doesn't do that. It should just be like literally create a morsel miner each turn. Like that's a good artifact at that point. Not even OP. I mean, it's not more OP than double incant or something, right? But even double gorge, I'd say double gorge artifact's pretty good in Monster Train 2. It's definitely, it would be better than that artifact. Yeah, I think just reroll for multi. Could also go endless on the Shadow Eater. I don't really know what that accomplishes. Alright, no multi. I can make one removal. Or I can take a Smidgestone. Smidgestone on the Shadow Eater is okay. I guess we just do that. Let me see where I'm at with these removals. So I want to get rid of this. It's let's see. Perils has use right now. The Phase Blessing hasn't been very good, even though I got the Conduit floor. I think we can get rid of one of these. Keep one of them. It's still somewhat useful, I think, for the end game. The Perils are questionable, but they are really good with the Prismal Dust and Shroud Spikes. Could get rid of the shittier Witch Weave, that's probably fine. Which means, do I really need... If I'm kind of hurting to make removals at this point, you know, do I really need to not take the Smidge Stone? I feel like Smidge Stone I will, in some cases, with, you know, Holdover, Cannibalize, and whatnot. I will have some goods. Could dupe the Planetarium. It's not that bad of a play. But I think it'll just dupe the Shroud Spike. That's the most fun play to make. I'm trying to think if Dualism has any use here. I don't think so. Got my BT Blade, which is at 67. Damage Shield or... I mean, even Conduit might be just fine here. Damage Shield is probably not that necessary. I think we just do a Smidge Stone. Alright. Sucks that we didn't take that. I'm glad we didn't take the Trial, though. I mean, as you can see, we needed that damage from Shadow Eater. We needed the finishing touches on some of those tanks from Inferno Room, even with that mid-floor. So it's like, we would take so much Pyre damage that fight. It's just not worth it. Especially with a low attack Pyre. So I can make my life a lot easier if I just Inferno Room down here. I mean, it takes care of a lot. You know, I'm stubborn though. I think I want to try and make this work. 50 should survive up top. Yeah, I mean, I want all these slays. Inferno Room. We can try to get a... I can hold these for now. There's really no reason actually to play these unless I get a Rubber Morsel right here. Right, we did get a Rubber Morsel. So, I think we just do this. Get you up to that. I get all these slays. Ah, shit. I thought I had a Morsel up here. Alright, we need that. Don't know if we need this or not. I could get quite a lot of attack right now if I do this. I mean, I could also just make use of this. I think I can hold this for a better turn. Honestly. Just do this maybe, I don't know. Saving the duality. Alright. We will incant here, but I think that's fine. Got another one of these. Wow, no morsels this turn, huh? That's pretty lame. Man, that is so lame. I mean, I could put Morsel Maker down there. It didn't seem necessary. I got 6 energy right now. This could be a good turn to do this. Just do that. Wasn't much else to do that turn. Alright, Inferno Room cleans this up. Hey, there's all the friggin' morsels. Could put in 260 damage, but I think we want to save it. Hey, probably don't even need it for this, honestly. We could incant here. I think I actually do this damage up here. I'm gonna hold the duality so still. That thing can come through, that's fine. This thing's dying here. He'll clean up there. Could do this. Raises a little bit of damage, but for the most part it's not that bad, and then I actually get the kill here. Oh wait, what am I saying? I gotta do it one more if I want to do that. It's okay. Kind of defeats my whole thing of not wanting the duality on the redraw, but it just made sense from a greed perspective to do that. Oops. Well, I redrew one of the other dualities immediately. I think we just do that. I do want these kills. Ooh, nice. Morsel Mina. Could play this here if I want this kill. Am I even getting this kill though? We do need this thing to at least get an Inferno range, though, so I think it's fine. Yeah, I guess the Gorges don't really damage it there. That's fine, though. We want this thing and, you know, able to get die there. Damn it. I want to play these cards, but I don't know that there's quite a lot of enemies at this point. I don't know that it's super beneficial for me to do that. I guess we could do it once here. Those extra gorges. Don't need to do anything else though. Oh, that guy was down to 3 health. Just move him up. I don't care about him. That guy living is a problem, though. I didn't properly account for that. Fuck. Probably would have been better for me to bring that up. Oh well. Maybe we don't want the cannibalize here. Because I need to redraw a duality now. Or else I'm going to take a big old fucking hit here. Yeah, I don't think we play this then. Man, these fuckers are annoying. I just need even like a witch wave maybe to do the trick. Alright, this'll do the trick. We'll move you down. they're all dying. You know, this is fine. I'm getting all these kills. The top guy can just die to Penumbra. Oh, I do need to take out this floor though. But yeah, playing the holdover card just didn't make sense even here because I need to draw duality. I could put BT Blade on a backline unit if I need it. Right, that's good there. Does kind of look like putting it on a backline unit will be the way to go. So I could put it here. Still, fuck, we're still taking a ton of damage here. It really sucks. Damn. Yeah, it's not great. At least we're below that 85 threshold. Could have prepared for that a little bit better. Also could have just drawn better, but we could have drawn worse too. You never know. Is there anything else? Yeah. I think we'll still be fine. Dominion will hit us for full. We will have one floor where Savagery will damage us, so 72 health is a little iffy, but we should be able to... We're going to have to make sure that these Shroud Spikes count, let's put it that way. I need to be able to kill Savagery fast enough to then kill Entropy fast enough. Dominion will die slowly, but the deck is going to take a while to kill Savagery and Entropy anyway. So, for this fight, we probably don't want Shadow Eater on bottom. I think we go mid, and we'll go here. We didn't get the Morsel Master out at the beginning, but I think that's okay. We don't want the Scourge Shuffler here, and yeah, I think this will be fine. I don't know, maybe I should have done that, but we're committed now. Would have loved to get a Rubber Morsel there. We'll just hold these. Get a damage shield there. I think otherwise these are more useful up here. So we can do this. No sense redrawing these. He has lifesteal, so I'm gonna just put these here for now. Definitely need to do that. Descend. Not too good here. This might be better here. We don't really need to do any there. We can do this. This. Still need better turns for these. I'm drawing 6 with the 4 in hand, so we're still not wasting draws at least. Alright, Peril's turn, probably good for this. Damn it, we just can't get the Rubber Morsel. A Rubber Morsel here would have been such a better turn. Oh well, it is what it is. Okay, I can put this here or down here. Probably should just put it up here, I'm thinking. Plus, I can make a pretty good turn even this turn doing this. So we can go here. Let's go lifesteal there. That thing will get hurt well enough. 5 Ember. We got 2 Shade Splitters coming up. I really think we can do better than 5 Ember. So I'm going to hold out on the Shroud Spikes. Yeah, I could obviously get up to like 400 now. But I can get up to quite a lot more if I just hold out for what should be a likely scenario, which is finding a rubber morsel out of those. You know, I need to do this ASAP. Could actually justify killing that. Alright, rubber morsel, please. Alright, we did get it here. We got it with the perils. This is going to be a pretty powerful turn. To this. So nice. I love seeing that. I do want to play this. I can probably just, yeah, play that for 0. Do this then for the maximum amount of attack. See what I'm saying? I could have settled for 400 something. Now I got 1,000 something. So, wait, what? Oh my gosh, Moonbeam is the worst. Well, I don't want to redraw that. I do want to put my damage in now, so I'm going to play one of these. So we actually will kill Entropy and Savagery pretty quick here, I think. He just needs to meet me twice, essentially. And I could move that along. Of course, I still need to hit Entropy too, but it makes it awkward then if he's with another floor of units. I think we just chill. Do this here, yeah. Can do that. Hold the duality. Yeah, he's gonna die. We could do this, I guess. Alright, finally made the whole 7 unit here. That's actually pretty good because it takes care of that. You know, since we are taking care of all of this, I could see pretty good arguments to actually just going in on him right now, because I do need to come up with like 100 extra damage. It should be fine, but then I still need to kill that too. Could hedge our bets and just hit him with 1. And trying to think, because I do need to take that out. Might need it to heal. I shouldn't need it to heal myself, right? Because I got that, yeah. 200. Yeah, once he comes back, he's dead, so I don't need to hit that again. What are we up to here? Almost there. Certainly getting the rubber morsels now. I could see reasons to, yeah, doing it down here. That way I don't have to lose out on one gorge up here. So I would say I would use this now, but this whole floor is getting cleared out, so he'll pop entropy next turn anyway, so we can just hold it. Or use it up here if need be. I still got 3 spell shield up there, so... Shadow Eater is just like the most lit unit ever, isn't it? Alright, you're dead for sure. I don't really need cannibalize anymore. Just hold this. Alright, looks like we're killing. Fun run. I feel like that was mostly an Umbra run. Like, I'm trying to think other than the dualities, which honestly I don't even know how needed they were. They certainly helped here and there, but I didn't use them as much as I thought I would. They still were good, though. So yeah, I mean, yeah, Planetarium is fine too, of course. But other than that, this is pretty much all Umbra. Yeah, I don't even know if Ritual Tome did much for us. Kind of a weak run in that we really didn't... you can kind of see, like... it would have looked better if we probably could take that trial at the end. But, you know, this is the risky run, too, and you don't hit the trinkets on the way there. That's something that I actually find myself reevaluating a lot. Because overall, the trinkets, you know, they're cheaper in Monster Train 2 than they were in 1. So it's like... Whereas the other stuff is more expensive. Comparatively speaking. I mean, it's still technically less expensive. Like I'm saying, like Merchant Steels and Merchant Magics, like they're a little bit cheaper on the big upgrades, I think. Not even that much, though. You know, it's still in the same realm of what Monster Train 1 was, and obviously the rerolls are more expensive across the board. But the minor upgrades at least magics, like the good ones, do cost more. You know, like Ember upgrade, for example, is 35. But I guess the steel ones sometimes are cheaper. You can find some of them for like 15. So those kind of average out. But, you know, all that being said, it's like the trinkets in Monster Train 1 were usually upwards like $200. But now you can find them anywhere from like 125 to about 170. Usually you're going to find them at the lower end of that, though, for most of them. So it's like, you know, it might be nice just not to have an empty artifact bar. But at the same time, I don't know, I feel like we had really good Merchant of Magics that we're hitting, and I think that's what we're usually giving up the Merchant of Trinkets for. Fun run, though. Let's see what the others did. Lyra Kell. Bandit and Tumbra. I wonder if that was at the final ring on reroll, because we obviously didn't have a chance to reroll. So it looks like they took that trial. Oh no, they didn't. Okay, I was gonna say they didn't take. I was gonna be curious if they were able to take that Savagery final assault trial, because there's other decks that could have. Let's see, are they doing? Oh, there was a Glutton Maw. That's nice. That's a nice pickup for sure. They went with the Alloy Construct instead of the Shadow Eater. I think that's fine. I prefer Shadow Eater though, I would say, but I can't remember what the shop situation early on looked like anyway. So, what was that ring 2? And who knows? Maybe they didn't go ring 2 to the. There was another Umbra banner that we skipped, so we don't know if they even were necessarily offered the same choice. Morsel Maker does have the Kindle. Has a holdover perils. So there's definitely some differences here. Some of the same stuff, but the flow of this deck will look a little bit different. It makes sense that they went double draw upgrade because they got the perils, right? So they'll have a lot of energy once they hit this. They got 2 of them as well. The only thing that's kind of rough with, I guess, the Alloy Construct can make use of it decently since it's multi-strike. I was gonna say it's good when you got them both together. I think that's pretty good because then you get the 6 energy a turn, and if you're using both of them, it's like 12 energy a turn, and then the 6 rage is pretty good. But it's just you always want to see a Furnace tap or maybe even a Void Binding show up when you got the holdover perils going on. So it's always somewhat disappointing when you don't get that to, when you don't get to find those sort of really nice cards to combo with it. But I think as long as you got the Spell Chain, it's pretty worth, right? Because I feel like in this deck, a holdover non-Spell Chain perils might be kind of weak. And the Umberstone totally makes sense here, right? Because they're really scaling with the perils more so than they are with Morsels. Like, our deck was purely scaling mostly on the Morsels. Whereas this deck probably gets most of its offense from the perils, I'm thinking. Because there's not even a... Yeah, there's not... I don't see a Shroud Spike, so... Is there one? Am I just missing it? Yeah, I don't think there's one. So yeah, it's definitely relying on the rage for a lot of that damage. And that was ours. This was Fish's. They must have hit one of those trinkets that we didn't, but if Cleansing Water was all they were able to find, it sounds like they might have been kind of low roll Merchant of Trinkets, perhaps. Nightingale, interesting. Did go with the Flex Gorge path. I think it's fine. I think the one thing I will say is, ideally, if I'm going to flex, I'd rather go Gorge 2 and then pick up Trample as the final upgrade. That obviously does reduce your chances of actually finding Trample, but I guess it kind of comes back to, like, I think you're just wanting the... it's basically you're doubling the scaling when you go from Gorge Penumbra 1 to Gorge Penumbra 2. Then when you go from Gorge Penumbra 2 to number 3, you're not doubling your scaling. So it's like, it's easier to give it up at that point, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So that's like... But, if it's a stack, I'm not seeing the... I'm not seeing Shadow Eater, so that probably forces you more to need that trample, right? That's another reason I like Shadow Eater, because then if I already have my Gorge Penumbra and I see a Shadow Eater, you know that basically you can take care of the AoE with the Shadow Eater, and sometimes you can even take care of the minor tanks, right? But then Penumbra doesn't need the trample as much because it's usually just cleaning up one tank at a time for most of the game. And then only at the end is there like the double tanks that have like significant health. But yeah, I guess that's why I just generally want to hit that second point of Gorge. I think it's stronger into the mid game, particularly compared to if I try to flex it there, right? Because you're at half scaling at that point, and you have one less pip, which might be relevant, right? That might even limit your scaling further. Plus, you have the Inferno Room too, so it's like I feel like even without the Shadow Eater, but having the Inferno Room, I think I'd like to just go full Gorge here if possible, or at least get that second point of Gorge. I mean, I like some of this other stuff. I like the Prismal Dust, sort of same version we had. I don't know about the banner unit choices, though. Nightingale... I'm trying to think when... You must have got it late, is my guess. Let me know if I'm wrong, but... it only could have really found it at that, Ring 5 Luna Coven banner, or at the Ring 2 Luna Coven banner. I'm just going to assume with no unit upgrades locked in that it was found Unit 5, right? Also, I think if you had the Nightingale and you... Trying to think, when was that Eclipse Room offered? Was it in the Ring 3 Merchant of Arms? Yeah, I'm getting on a tangent, but long story short, Nightingale is just unfortunately not that strong of a unit on its own. It's tough to speculatively take it sometimes. I don't know. I think I need a reason, especially that late in the game, to take it. I would need an Eclipse Room in the actual Merchant of Arms right next to it or something, you know what I mean? Or already have Holdover Perils or something that can really make use of it. I don't know much else though. I think so. It died to Unholy Alliances. I'm trying to think if that was a struggle for us or not. Health-wise, we didn't lose any. Was it a tough fight? I don't remember it being a particularly tough fight, but my memory's not the greatest. You can probably just go back and watch, and maybe I'm wrong. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I think the main thing here actually is just to not flex Penumbra. I will say this: it's really good sometimes. I would need to know that I have overcompensated my scaling though to justify having my scaling, just to get trample, if that makes sense. Plus, it's there's a lot that can happen between the mid game to the end game where you make that final champ upgrade choice, and I guess another advantage of holding out with the Gorge upgrade or holding out, not locking in trample, is that you have the flexibility later, because at that point you would have found an Umbra Stone, but you could have also found a Furnace Tap, right? Or you could have maybe you hit an Arms or an Armory at some point and you get offered a Void Armaments, right? So there's things you can pick up that would make it better for you to have just gone full Gorge. So I kind of like leaving my option open at that point to not have to commit to the flex, while also just sort of significantly nerfing your mid game for the most part. Does it die to the boss? It doesn't die to the boss. Yeah, so that's it kind of just shows maybe the trample wasn't too useful in that sense, right? You might have just been better off getting a full-on double. I mean, it's +9, right? So it's even actually over double the scaling to go from Gorge 1 to 2. Because I think it's 9-4, right, for that second point. So I think the big thing here is just beware of the flex. I might only flex if I had a Shroud Spike as my Ring 3 reward. That would make me feel a little bit more confident with being able to do that. But then at the same time, I might still want to go Gorge because I can still get such a giant Gorge penumbra. I think especially with Inferno Room, even in that situation, I'm going Gorge. So I think that's just the kind of thing you got to think about, right? Like, the trample's not going to do you much good unless you're hyperscaling, and even if you're hyperscaling, a lot of decks just don't need that trample, and you might just be better off getting even more scaling on your penumbra. But that's all I can really think of. Thanks for that submission. That was a fun one. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.